Now, since there's not a lot of traffic, the ice wouldn't have built up yet here. Now, it's certainly a modest slowdown. This is slower than we normally approach this area. Still doing the NHTSA stop behind the stop sign. Little bit of a slip there on the start. Definitely a slow pull out. No traffic.
Yeah, that's good. And I don't think this is quite.
I think so too. And we've got straight roads out here, so I feel comfortable with this speed here. If in traffic, I would defer to the massive amount of mass that we have behind us, the 5,000 pounds of mass. But you just leave a lot of space when it's snowy out. We drive very conservatively in the snow and close to no accidents for several years.
Now we've lived in Colorado a long time.
Yeah. So the speed limit's here 45 or 55 down this road, and we're doing 43 now. And it certainly looks like it's because of road conditions. Speed limit's 45 now. For the most part, she's resolving the lanes just fine. She knows where the center line is. And you can see it somewhat, so certainly she can see it. Let's see what kind of slowdown we do ahead of this. I would be slowing down now. And so that's pretty good traction. There wasn't any slippery there at all as we slowed down, so. I'll be interested in the resolution. Now we're down to wet road, so
nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here, but there's some slush up here, and slush is, the roads are still unplowed. So,
It's been plowed.
think so? I don't think so. I've never had the inch and a half. Yeah, this is just the warmth of the road in my thoughts. I don't see anything thrown off to the side of the road one way or the other.
That's true.
But we're doing 44 to 55 now, which is good. Certainly deferring to the road conditions.
You'll have to go out in the white light and then see how that one does.
Yeah, I would wait till I get a little bit more snow because I want to drive through the residential areas where it's unplowed and where she doesn't have to see any road. Our dirt road was close to that, where there's no markings or anything, and she just stayed towards the center of it.
Yeah.
The videos that I'm seeing people doing is it following tire tracks down one-lane roads where the car's gone before. It'll follow in the tracks that the cars have done, which is what you would do. So I'm really thrilled to see how well they've done in snow this year.
So far, very clean.
Because that will solve the robo-taxi stuff too in snowy climates if they.
Yep.
And there's no reason you can't. If you got the car driving on dry streets everywhere, you just train it on driving on slippery streets.
Yep.
And it'll know how fast to go on those. So you just have to have a smarter brain. Did you see the video where the Waymo pulled into the active crime scene? Police were, they had about 20 police cars, guns drawn. The suspect out of the car, laying on the ground, saying, "Put your hands, whatever it is." The whole intersection is clear. This Waymo pulls up to the left turn lane, pulls in front next to the guy laying on the ground.
Wow.
And parks.
Wow.
I don't know if it parked. It stopped though there.
Jump in and make my getaway.
And yeah, that's, people joked about that he called a Waymo.
Yeah.
but it was really just the car was unaware of what was going on. And it would be interesting to see what a Tesla would do in that situation as well, because we don't have any. Didn't do it.
Trained on the active police stuff.
But it will actively turn around. If the road is blocked, it will put it in reverse, turn around, and go and find another way to get out of there.
Yeah.
So it'll do that.
I had to do that just Saturday.
The navigation here, isn't that interesting?
Like
That was a simple red hands just crossing the street, and it probably related to the windshield wiper. And I'm going to go ahead and give it a little bit of windshield washer cleaner here, because it was starting to dry wipe across the window, and maybe that's what caused that. Yep, that's why we drive out here. And
I think your camera can do no rush.
could be on the sides. These aren't self-clean. This is what it tries to do here. So we'll override here. This is the police only pull-in, and it's authorized vehicles only. So we will pull into this driveway. And it's set to park in the parking lot, so I'll let her park where she thinks she wants to park.
Sounds good. Oh, I forgot to grab my flag.
Oh, yeah. There we go. This is a safer one. There's some lines back here. And it's close enough. Truck coming on the left. We'll nose out here a little bit. So I'm still in Sloth and think that's probably the best profile for snowy conditions. That just keeps her running the speed limit. There's no reason to go over the speed limit when it's snowy and slushy out. We've lived in Colorado most of our lives now. I moved out here from California when I was 17, but I've been here ever since, and we've been driving in the snow for the last 60 years. So I'm pretty comfortable in winter conditions. You do have to reacclimate every year. So you get, even with multiple years of experience with snow, you just approach it freshly every year. Be respectful of it. It's entirely possible to drive safely in it. And sometimes you say, I'll stay and not go. Make the decision just to be safe. So while the missus is praying for the police, we meet every week with 2 or 3 other individuals and pray for our local police, just for wisdom and righteousness. And for good decisions. So the windshield has got a little bit of water on it. It's snowing somewhat. I am surprised the windshield wipers haven't cleaned the windshield, because it generally will wipe on its own all the time. But it seems to be happy with it being mildly obscured. everybody's eager to see how FSD handles sliding in the snow. And I suppose if it's any good, it'll never be able to, it'll never put itself in a situation that it's sliding sideways, which is what you want. We're doing 43 miles an hour in a 50 mile an hour speed zone, and I'm in Sloth right now, so it's certainly adapting for the weather. The roads on the tire tracks are relatively dry. There's good traction there. But we're maintaining our slower speed, and I feel comfortable at this speed in this snowy weather. And if I'm comfortable, you will feel comfortable too, because I'm pretty nervous. It's one thing I noticed of the people test driving FSD in Europe right now. The safety riders are riding with their hands like this on the wheel. And just relax, relax. FSD can give you your life back. Now, I do have to say, as a single individual evaluating the performance of FSD, it can lull you into feeling safe because you do not experience all the things that are possible. So, yes, it is very safe, but nobody knows where the limits are until we drive it and see how safe it is. I think that's true. I think the other thing that people aren't realizing, and this is not code, there's not a computer programmer that has looked through a certain visual circumstance and decided what it should do. It hasn't. It's just been shown the way people drive and how to drive and understand, and taught how the road behaves so it can understand its situation in all situations. I would generally be cautious of slush. Slush will lift up the car and enable it to hydroplane much, much easier. So I'm awfully careful of slush. The wet, slushy stuff. And we're driving through established driving lanes now, so the road is relatively safe underneath us. There's good traction there, or relatively good traction. We're doing 35 and a 45, which seems to feel appropriate. Okay, let's see. This is the turn signal that Hardware 3 drove through. Hardware 4 is choosing it properly, slow enough on the turn, no sliding, no slipping. 13 mile an hour turn, that was comfortable. Pedestrian walking across gingerly. Truck parked in the street here. We'll go to the other side of the road. Now I have the parking lot selected here at King Soopers, so we'll go down and find a spot to park. And a spot right up front looks very comfortable. Good job. Good job. Let's go to the next. Let's go to the next stop, which is the Supercharger. Yeah, I'm very comfortable in the snow conditions. Oh, very pleased to see this work had been done. We're heading to the supercharger in Brighton next. I don't need to charge. I probably plug it in just to top it up a few percentage. That was very good. He was inching out to see what I was going to do. We were going forward. We had the right of way, but we were respectful of his mass there, and each of us were driving appropriately for the conditions. It was hard. I was trying to tell, how do you tell him it's a self-driving car and it's going to do whatever it wants to do? So that was my dilemma at that point, was how do I communicate to this guy that I'm in a self-driving car? And maybe that's something we should do, is that people should know. Yeah, it's an interesting situation. I don't know, I think it would almost help advertise self-driving cars if you were to have a little blue light on top, or a sign on it, or something that would keep people into knowing if we've got the green arrow. Everything looks good. Nice gentle turnaround, no pushing it, no sliding. I want to check the windshield wipers. Set the windshield wipers on auto. I wonder if those got turned off. Turn the windshield wipers to auto. Obviously, I don't have them on there. There we go. I think they're on now. We were out driving in the, let's get to the non-slushy area. I've been in Sloth this whole time. Speed limit's 35. We're doing 35. The roads are just wet here, but there is slush in the center. So if I had to go to the center, I would have no traction. So I'm comfortable driving on wet roads at speed limit. That's safe. We've got a good distance between us and lots of room to stop, so I'm comfortable with that. The temperature out, too, is not conducive to ice at stop signs. But I can say that the driving is appropriate for the conditions right now. I would go, but she wants to default to the safer thing, the safer choice. I had a person behind me, but there's no pressure in this weather to... Everybody just drives pretty mild. And honestly, would you go out driving in this if you didn't have to? I don't have to. But FSD makes it feel safe. So I'm pleased with that. Use the roundabout to get the supercharger. And I really need a haircut too, so I'll get my hair cut. That's why the windshield wipers didn't wipe earlier, is I had it set in manual. Out of order stall 2A, so let's make sure well, I don't know if it won't park there. It's that one. There we go. Good supercharger pull in. Centered on the stall. Good job. Good job. Alrighty, let's go to the next. And I think what did we set up next was Home Depot, which is right down here. And we'll park in the parking lot. One thing FSD does is introduce you to new routes that you never would go on. I've noticed this over here, that when I'm leaving the supercharger, she'll often pull around the back of the Maverick gas station here. Interesting choice of paths to get out of the parking lot here. This is certainly, it's open lot, so it's no problem. I just don't know why she would have necessarily not followed the tracks in that example. So here's a motorhome park, so there's an invisible area here on the right to check for, so she's going to pull out and look around the corner. Make sure that's okay. That's good. Certainly the acceleration on the snowy roads is perfect. There's no slippage. No tendency to want to drive too fast. At least in Sloth mode. Just to let you know, this is the 2025 long-range all-wheel drive Model Y in the Legacy version. This was before the Juniper update, which allowed me to buy it a little cheaper. It is hardware 4. Stop sign, and now we're heading over to the Home Depot, which is just over there. It's not a stop sign. That's interesting. That was misreading a stop sign. So I applied a little bit of an accelerator there to get through that. That was what that situation. And I don't know if she would have continued, but that was a 4-way stop. And I had started to proceed across, and that stop sign was for the other lane. I'll have to try that out again. I'm not sure why she's getting on the highway to go to Home Depot. It must be a better route. Well, we'll see. Yeah, it's a quicker route down to here. And the highways are clear, so I don't see any problem with this. I would drive on the highway like this. It's wet. You do need to watch out for slush at speed, though. You can hydroplane on this at speed. So let's see what she does here. Roads are pretty clear. We're doing 58 and a 65. The roads are wet, but they're not icy. Temperatures outside is 21, so it could turn to ice. She's doing 59 and a 75. And I'm in Sloth, so she is adapting to these road conditions, and the road conditions is just wet right now. Let me double check that temperature. It's 27 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's not as close to 21. It's close enough to where the bridges wouldn't be frozen at that yet. It hasn't been extremely cold all night long. See if there's any one audible cue that humans use, or that I'd use, is the road noise, the wetness of the tires on the road. You can hear that noise, and I can hear that now, so I know that that's not ice on the roads. Now, FSD has audio. It can hear that. I don't know that it would pick up that audio cue, but it should. It's another thing we use in driving. Another input that we use. My brain's not as fast as it used to be. I'm assuming we're going to get off on this off-ramp, yeah. We're doing 63 now. Let's slow down before we get on the ramp where it might be slush. Yeah, 58, that's good. Every once in a while, it shows me it's created a new file, and I'll throw in a sync mark like that to make sure the voice stays synchronized with the video tracks. Okay, a little bit of slush here, but not enough to impede our slowdown. Not sensing any sliding. Good job. Very comfortable. A little bit of slush here right at the stop sign. And at that stop sign, I didn't take it out of full self-driving. I just pressed on the accelerators somewhat so we wouldn't stop. Gave her permission to go through what she thought was a stop sign or something that she should stop for. And frankly, that could have been my mistake with seeing the stop sign. Maybe there was something in the road that I didn't see. That could be. I'll go back and look over the videos. Set the windshield wipers to manual. Off. It's drying out a bit, and we're just dry wiping on the dry windshield. So I'll do many more snowy drives so you can see what it's like being out in the snow. But from a relatively scared driver with a lot of snow experience, a cautious driver in the snow, I feel very comfortable with his decisions. Driving in the snow. This will be interesting to see what she does with this tractor on the left. A little bit of slippage there. Not much. I could feel a little bit, but very minor. And that was slush again. Here we're taking our normal path through the parking lot. She'll generally park up towards the front in these first few lanes. Didn't see that speed bump as much as normal. Didn't slow down for that speed bump as much as we normally do. And we'll just pull in forward. And not perfect, but good enough. Back out of our spot. Nicely done. I'm just going to manually push the windshield wipers for now. The automatic windshield wipers aren't being their best in this condition. Very, oh. That'll show you that I'm pretty comfortable, and the nagging from the system to have you pay attention is a lot more tolerant these days, because I can look at my phone and call my wife and do some other things, even in snowy conditions. And I feel safe doing it. But I do have normal all-season tires. These are factory all-season tires that came from the factory. I've only got 9,000 miles on the car. I do need to get them rotated. Well, this is interesting. It is a lane. And we're staying in the lane. It's not overly slushy. And we are centered in the lane. Green light, looks clear both sides. Not a lot of traffic out today. If you don't have to be out, you don't, probably aren't. Bit of a snow buildup on the left here. There's lots of room in this lane though. Get back on the highway to go up to the police station. Roads are just wet here. Good traction though, no slipping around, no sliding. So I'm in Sloth. We're doing 62 and a 75. The roads are wet. I can hear water. I can hear the roads, but it's minor. So I'm concerned about ice now. It's 27 out. Doing 65. Yeah, it looks wet. And I can hear that, so I believe we're safe. There we go. So I'm glad that worked. I didn't have the USB cord plugged in all the way, so the battery ran out on the action cam. Now we're doing 65 comfortably. The roads are wet. And a little bit. I'm not comfortable going faster than this. This is in sloth mode, so this is as slow as it's going to go. But I feel comfortable at this decision. I don't really want to go 67 though. Yeah, see, it's bordering on uncomfortable now. I've got a huge truck next to me. We're entering into a right turn. I'm not positive that I've got good clearance here, so I'm going to take it out of self-driving for a moment. Clear that up, put it back in with this truck going by. And that was just because I was unsure of the conditions under the bridge for that. And that was, yeah, it probably would have been fine, but as a pilot, I don't like the word probably. I will always defer to the safer option if I don't know what it's going to be. So, and with that intervention and slowing down, now Sloth is running 57 miles an hour. So, and I think we would have been doing 67 still. Traffic behind me is comfortable going slower, and so am I. So, yeah, that's a personal choice, but seems like a good solution. If you're not comfortable, take over for a moment. Let her reevaluate the situation based on your inputs. Here we're getting off now of the highway. Again, we have to be concerned about slush on the off-ramps. And what do we do about it? But nothing here. This is just wet. So yeah, I'm not sure how to handle that other than what I did. To just tap on the brake, take it out of FSD, handle the situation, put it back in and go. That wasn't a safety intervention. I just felt uncomfortable. It was probably safe. But again, like I said, I don't like the word probably and safety being used in the same sentence. But I think that's what you would want to see if you're taking the time to watch these videos and ride around with me. You don't want me to sugarcoat it. You want me to show you if it's safe or if it's not. I can only show you what occurs for me. Realize there's millions of these cars on the road right now. There was somebody that made a decision in the roundabout, and we just waited on him coming. We could have made it in front of him, but again, FSD defaults to the safest choice, I believe. Version 14.2.1 seems to be not quite as aggressive as 13.2.9, where it was a little more confident. The confidence factor on this version is improving, but it's not quite there yet. Maybe this next dot update will help. I'm sure it will. Yeah, we should pull into the Lochbuie Police Department here from this direction. Should choose the proper driveway. That's one thing I've noticed with my cognitive abilities, or just my thoughts are just a little bit slower these days. And it appears to be related to on and off periods. But I don't know. What's nice about owning two Teslas, the wife and I each have one, so we can see the navigation where we're at. So I'm to pick her up here at the police department, and if she needs to know where I am, she can just look at her Tesla app and look for the silver bullet and see where I'm at. And she knows exactly what time I'll be arriving. Yep. Yeah, she wants to go past this one. Yep, she just chooses the wrong driveway. Here we go.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
she totally, the map
Yeah.
showed her turning left,
Yeah.
and then she turned right.
So there is some navigation issues with 14.2.1 that should have turned left there and gone straight home, but she decided to do a U-turn through town here, which is not bad, I guess. Still in sloth mode, still self-driving. These are unplowed roads, though.
The plow came by
Did it?
down Francis Hill, so they're out now,
I had
working their
a
way from the big streets to the small.
from the Supercharger going back up over. She stopped at the stop sign, fine, waited for a car that pulled up here, started to pull forward, and then stepped on the brakes to what looked like the other stop sign for the other side. It looked like she reacted to. And I went ahead and pressed the accelerator, saying, no, don't stop here.
Yeah.
So I have to go back and look at that. Was she stopping for something she saw?
Right.
Or was it the stop sign she misread or whatever? I don't know.
A lot of confusion.
And there was one thing when I was coming back up on the highway, it was wet. And there was a semi-truck spraying water everywhere. And we were turning right under a bridge on the highway doing 67. And I said, I'm not comfortable doing this speed. I'm in Sloth. I'm gonna take it out here, and just because I'm not positive there's no ice underneath this bridge.
Yeah.
So I took it out for that.
Good.
And when I
Very
put it right back in, she slowed down to 57 and stayed there. So she slowed down 10 miles an hour and stayed there. So that was an interesting observation. Is that currently in Sloth, it will slow down to the speed limit, but we were under the speed limit for this situation, and I was still uncomfortable. So without taking it out of FST, that's the only thing you can do at that point.
Yeah.
And
yeah, you don't have the ability to lower the max speed limit.
yeah, so that's the solution. Is if for some reason you can't go any slower, simply take it out and reinitiate it. And it'll start at a slower approach and rethink what it's done.
Yeah. Good.
But outside of those two situations, there's been nothing on this drive other than just driving around safely. I felt completely safe.
Yeah.
It's parked at each spot perfectly. Very comfortable. Windshield wipers make noise now and then. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead back up to standard now and let's see what she does.
Yeah. Seems okay.
But you can see now it's just wet roads. They're not, except for the slush, which you still have to be careful of. Because at speed, at 45, 50 miles an hour, the slush will lift you up off the road. I don't know so much in an EV being a little heavier. I remembered the name of the blue horse is Lucifer.
Right. Yeah.
Even at standard, we were doing 40 and a 45, and it's coming up to 55 up here. See what we do. Yeah, that's giving people intros into FSD all over the world. It's causing my traffic to go up quite a bit because people are really interested in
Right?
how it behaves. If it's
Sounds
simply
fine.
taking a 15-minute tempo ride, it's not going to do it all.
Right, Stephanie. I know where to go. You've been using Google Maps on your phone for years.
Yeah.
That's all you
Those maps been, everything's been down.
more now. Oh,
Yeah. People just don't know.
and they haven't thought out.
There's been a very effective campaign to slow America's.
Yeah. Yes, there has.
It's even with the wet roads, there's obviously deference to the weather conditions, given them standard. Oh, it's road noise, yeah. I don't know if ice chunks, but. Oh, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. It's kind of a sleet thing. It's pretty cold out. I mean, it's below freezing.
Yeah.
I think the roads are going to stay wet most of the day, but then freeze up this afternoon. So we might go out again and see what can get us slide.
Get a mouse in your pocket because I'm not part of that weed. I
Yeah.
see. Oh,
What I do for my loyal fans.
and you have Bible study tomorrow morning, but I'm not sure I'm going to feel like driving.
Do you need to run anywhere tonight?
You.
Okay.
Super
Yeah,
happy
it's,
for Karina. She works 2 days.
It's
from
Wednesday.
home.
Wednesday today, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty, we got to turn across some slush here. I'm in Sloth mode now. Let's see what kind of right or left turn, right turn acceleration we get. Yeah, very gentle. Yeah, good job.